This video may be long, but it opened your universal eyes, so please listen this patiently. Now start the journey. The energy that rises within you every day, which you think of as mere lust, is it actually a divine signal? Thousands of years ago, Ashu discovered a secret. He said, "Don't suppress your sexual energy, harness it, because it is the greatest power within you." The modern world has turned this energy into a guilty pleasure. But Tantra Yoga and the Vedas say this energy is the purest door to enlightenment. You were taught to let it go. But no one told you that this very energy awakens celibacy and Brahman. This is no ordinary subject. It's about the power that can transform your body, mind, and soul. And if you're still tired of purposeless excitement, distracting pleasures, and empty satisfaction, today's topic is for you. We're talking about the power that the world has suppressed. But the yogis have awakened it, and now the truth will be revealed. This isn't about sex. It's about the fire hidden within you that, if burned in the right direction, can make you immortal. You've been told since childhood that sex is a need, a biological function that exists solely for the body. There's no purity, no direction. The desire just comes and you suppress it. But has anyone ever asked why, if it's merely a bodily process, its power is felt so deeply? Why isn't this energy confined to the body alone? Why does it permeate your thoughts? Why does it enter your dreams? And most importantly, why, even after using it repeatedly, does your mind remain empty inside? The truth is that the energy that pulsates within you isn't just sexual desire. It's a signal. It is the universe's oldest, holiest, and most powerful wave born within you. In our scriptures, it is called Kama Shakti. It is the same power that created the universe. The Rig Veda states, Kamo Devana Prathama Samjhayat. Kama arose before the gods. It was no ordinary desire. It was the first vibration of consciousness, the first thought, the first pulsation that rose to transform nothingness into existence. And today, that same Kama Shakti exists within you. But modern society has stopped recognizing this energy. We have turned it into a guilty pleasure. We were taught to avoid it or quickly expend it. But ancient yogis didn't destroy this energy. They transformed it. They molded it into celibacy, which wasn't renunciation but the preservation of consciousness. They practiced austerities with this energy, attained enlightenment, and attained samadhi. Because they knew that if sexual energy is channeled correctly, it becomes kama, yoga, and that is the soul of this video. This discussion isn't against sex, it's about rising above it. It's about understanding that sexual desire is a gateway. And by passing through that gateway, you can reach Brahmajayan. If at any moment within you, you felt something missing, that your spiritual practice is incomplete, then it's possible that this energy you suppressed or neglected is the cause of that incompleteness. Now is the time to recognize that fire, to see it with a new perspective, and to connect with a secret that has always been within you but was never revealed. We were taught that the soul and desire are different things. That desire that arises from the body pulls us down, while the energy that comes from the soul elevates us. But our sages never made such a distinction. They said that sexual power and spiritual power are not separate, but that sexual power itself transforms into spiritual power. In the Vedas, in Tantra, and Yoga, sexuality was not prohibited. It was refined. Shiva himself, the original master of yoga, is considered incomplete without spiritual power. Tantra says, Shiva without Shakti is dead. Without Shakti, even Shiva is a corpse. Meaning, Shakti is the energy that arises as desire. If given direction, it can even revive Shiva. The sages called this energy ojas. Ojas is the subtle radiance that arises when sexual energy is transformed not into lust but into meditation, austerity, and spiritual practice. Ojas is not a mystical concept. It is a living energy that manifests as radiance on the face, resonating as golden energy, and flowing as attraction in one's presence. You may have noticed that the mind immediately calms upon seeing certain sages, yogis, or great men. Why? Because they have transformed their sexual energy into awareness. Their energy does not flow into indulgence but remains stored within, and that stored energy becomes diamond-like. It becomes ojas, and that ojas becomes the basis of your inner strength. So the next time a desire arises within you, don't be ashamed of it. Don't suppress it. Observe it, understand it, and ask, should I simply channel it into indulgence or should I turn it into the torch of my consciousness? Because sexual energy is created when it meets awareness. So far, two paths have been shown. Either live lust openly, without limits, without discretion, or suppress it by burning it in the fire of fasting, penance, repression, and denial. But both paths are incomplete. One path brings exhaustion, the other brings inner boiling. Suppression does not kill lust, it hides deep within. It takes the form of guilt, remorse, anger, or restlessness. And indulgence never brings satisfaction. It only gives rise to more desires, like drinking salty water to quench thirst. So what is the solution? Transformation, Tantra, Yoga, and the Vedas all say the same thing. Don't suppress lust. Give it direction. Transform it into spiritual practice. Just as damming a river causes floods, leaving it unleashed causes destruction. But if the same river is channeled in the right direction, it irrigates the fields and gives life. Similarly, when sexual energy is channeled upward through meditation, mantra, and pranayama, then it becomes a lamp of awakening, not a chain of desires. The sage Patanjali said in the Yoga Sutras, Brahmacharya Pratisthaya Virya Labha. Where celibacy is established, the energy of life begins to transform into semen, divinity. And remember, this celibacy isn't just external restraint. It's the science of inner energy, how to observe, understand, and gradually transform desire into a wave of meditation. Today's science also says the same. Every time you feel aroused, chemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin are produced in the body. If you limit that moment to just the body, these chemicals are wasted. But if conscious breathing, mantras, and concentration are added to that arousal, those same chemicals can transform the mind into peace, brilliance, and consciousness. So it's not about repression, it's about refinement. Don't abandon lust, transform it into penance. Don't suppress desire, channel it into science. Because energy is neither good nor bad. It becomes what it flows in, and when sexual energy is channeled in the direction of divinity, it becomes your greatest guru. Now let's talk about a secret much talked about but little understood. Kundalini is described in ancient yogic scriptures as the dormant serpent of power, an energy coiled and sleeping in the Muladhara chakra at the base of your spine. But this is no imagination. This is the science of consciousness. When you feel arousal in any form, desire, longing, it is actually this kundalini that stirs. It is trying to awaken. But if we experience that moment only on the physical level, that energy goes back to sleep, remaining trapped in the lower chakras. But if, in that very moment, you deepen your breath, chant a mantra, or simply become aware of your presence, that same energy ascends. This is the journey of kundalini. Each chakra represents a level of your consciousness. Muladhara, existence and fear. Swadhisthana, desire and desire. Manipura, power and ego. Anahata, love and compassion. Pure expression and speech command. Vision and discernment. Sahasrara, union with Brahman. As Kundalini crosses each chakra, it purifies your consciousness. New understanding, new vision, and new power awaken within you. And when this energy reaches Sahasrara, there is the experience that Tantra calls the orgasm of light. This is not a physical orgasm. It is an explosion of the soul, a moment where the ego completely dissolves and you merge with Brahman. This is called Sahaja Samadhi, Fana, the 3 states of Samadhi. This experience is achieved when you recognize sexual energy as energy, cultivate it as consciousness, and put it on the path to Brahman. The practice of this is very clear in ancient texts. Deep rhythmic breathing, pranayama, specific seed mantras for the chakras, visualization of golden light in the reed, meditation, and most importantly, complete presence here and now. When you become not just body but energy, the limitations of the body break and the soul expands. This is the true journey of Kundalini. Sometimes, certain words do not directly enter the body, but rather, they penetrate some old layer within. As if an emotion you've never felt properly has found its voice for the first time today. What you just heard wasn't just information. It touched something already present within you. And it's no coincidence that you're on this video right now. If your mind has calmed even slightly, or your body feels a slight vibration, understand. The energy has responded. Now we're moving to the part where this energy will no longer be just knowledge, but will begin to become an experience. But before that, make a small promise to yourself, and from this fire, write just one word in the comments below. Shakti, that's all. Because when you write a word, you're not just typing. You are calling out to the energy. And if it responds, be prepared, because you're not going to learn anything in the next part. You're about to experience the alchemy within yourself. Now we're entering wisdom traditions born in different lands, yet rooted in the same Brahman seed. Tantra in India, Tao in China, and the essence of both is the understanding of energy and the direction of consciousness. Tantra says, don't deny sex. Give it the eye of awareness, and it will become your Brahman. Tao says, there's an elixir hidden within your body. If you flush it out, it will be destroyed. Turn it inward, and it will give you longevity, clarity, and peace. Both traditions consider sexual energy to be the purest energy of life. In Tao, it's called Xing. It's the power stored in your body's battery. Just as Ayurveda in India says, semen is the seed of ojas, and if this jas is repeatedly released without consciousness, solely for pleasure, the consequences are visible. The body quickly tires. The eyes lose their sparkle. The face becomes pale. Hair begins to fall out. The mind becomes irritable and disorganized. Now even science is addressing this issue. Chronic dopamine exhaustion causes many mental and physical problems. But when this energy is stored and channeled inward, it transforms Jaying. Kai transforms into life force, and then Kai into Shun into spiritual energy. Yoga follows the same path. Virya, ojas, tejas, and soul radiance, these are not imaginary transformations. They are the chemical and spiritual transformation of energy. The tools for this are strikingly similar in both traditions. 1. Deep abdominal breathing, which activates the Danshan or navel chakra, the area below the navel. This is where prana is stored. 2. Mula Bandha, Ashvini Mudra, Pranayama, contractions that draw energy from the bottom upward. This is similar to a root lock, allowing energy to rise from the ground and flow up the spine. 3. Inner smile and sensation of the organs. Tao says to give love and attention to every organ so that Jaying can function smoothly. The 4 microcosmic orbits of the Bodhisattva energy chakra flow. This is the energy pathway in both Tao and Tantra, where energy is brought from the Muladhara to the Sahasrara and back down again. This puts the energy into a recycling mode without falling or stagnating. But the warning is clear. If you block energy but don't give it a path, it stagnates within, creating anxiety, stress, anger, or sexual frustration. If you let the energy run wild without understanding and direction, it builds up. Addiction, exhaustion, and a deeply disconnected life. That's why Tao says don't release, disintegrate. Tantra says don't suppress, sublimate. Yoga says don't indulge, integrate. All 3 say don't suppress energy, don't blow it away, take it in and elevate it. Because energy is not bad. Unconscious energy is darkness. But when you understand it, when you master it, this very energy transforms your being into an alchemy laboratory, a body that generates light with every breath. Now that we understand that suppressing energy is not the solution and that raising it consciously is the true path, the question arises, how? Is there a method? A practice? A way to transform this energy into light, clarity, and power within ourselves? The answer is yes. Ancient yoga and Tantra, Tao, and Ayurveda. All these traditions have offered hundreds of tools for this transformation. But here we will discuss 5 fundamental tools that are simple, scientific, and most importantly, have an impact within. 1 is Mula Bandha and Ashwini Mudra, perineum activation. This practice begins at the base of the spine. When you gently contract the perineum area as you inhale, it becomes a signal. Energy now move upward. Regular practice helps draw energy from below and ascend it into the Sushumna Nadi. This isn't just a theory. Practicing it actually warms the body. You'll feel a slight light in your head, and your mind immediately becomes still. Visualize 2 energies, a flow of light through the reed. Sit in meditation. Close your eyes and imagine your reed is a golden pillar. With every breath, a golden ray rises from the bottom up, touching each chakra, purifying it, and moving forward. This visualization creates new neural networks in the brain that can permanently transform your energy and consciousness. 3 seed mantras and sound vibrations. Each chakra has its own sound system. Muladhara, Lam, Swadhisthana, Vam, Manipura, Ram, Anahata, Yam, Vishuddha, Hum, Ajna, Aum, Sahasrara, silence. When these seed mantras are chanted, not only vibrations are generated, but the energy begins to focus on that specific chakra. When sound is produced with intention, it isn't just a buzzing sound, it becomes an energy directive. For Trataka and Shambhavi Mudra, Drishti Sadhana, closing your eyes allows your meditation to go inward. But fixing your eyes on a point stops the dissipation of energy. Shambhavi Mudra, where you concentrate between the eyebrows, directly activates the Ajna chakra. Tratak, when you gaze at a lamp flame or a point without blinking, the mind becomes still, and energy is concentrated in that stillness. Fifth, Sankalp Shakti, daily energy discipline. Any practice without Sankalp remains merely an exercise. But when you decide to make this energy the guide of your life, you open a door through which this power arises daily. For this, just a 10-minute energy ritual at the beginning of the day is sufficient. 3 minutes of Mula Bandha plus breathing, 2 minutes of visualizing energy in the reed, 3 minutes of chanting mantras, 2 minutes of silence and thanksgiving. This small practice pushes you a little more towards the light every day, and this is the secret of self-conquest. Because the person who recognizes and masters the energy within himself does not need to conquer anything external. He himself becomes a moving temple, a living machine that changes vibrations wherever it goes. There's no knowledge left. The only question is, are you ready to meet yourself without layers, without veils? You've heard everything you've been shielded from, and now that power you call desire, repulsion, is looking you in the eye. Not silently, but with full dignity and strength. Now it's your game. Because you are the seeker, and you are the fire. This is no longer a theory. The next time something stirs within you, when your body trembles or your mind breaks, stop. And remember, that moment is your invitation. In that very moment, the soul breathes. Some will dismiss this video as just another spiritual content. Others will make it their starting point. And if you are one of them, then you know what the next step is.
Please subscribe my channel.